What's going on, guys? This is Cole, aka Proximitty, bringing you a brand new video today. I'm going to be running down how to play Regret Slayer at a high level, kind of trying to give a little bit of an explanation on the proper way, or not necessarily the proper way, but the way that we do it, and we find a lot of success doing this. So I'm going to run this down. I do one for the rig. It was very well received, so I'm going to kind of try to explain this one. But basically, your entire team's going to be spawning on the bottom of one of these two bases, this symmetrical map, so it's not so much about a setup as much as it's about constantly making sure you have the hot spots on the map covered, making sure you're controlling the important spots. So few things to look out for on this map. There's a fuel rod that spawns top fuel, or I think top pink is another thing that people call it, and then an overshield that spawns bottom mid. So right off the rip, you kind of want to make sure you're paying attention to both of those things. So, you know, like with my team, you know, we break out, and we normally send two or three people to challenge the overshield. Now, we normally send a diver, is what we call it, just somebody who literally just goes for it. Now, a lot of teams are really skeptical, and they kind of push out, kind of like I just did, which is normally what I do. I kind of just push out off the rip, kind of try to land shots from either side on slowing those people down or trying to kill them as they are trying to get the overshield and then diving for it and getting the overshield. Now, the overshield spawns 2 minutes after pickup, so it's important you look at the time in-game at what time you picked it up, and it'll be there 2 minutes later because you're going to need to be grabbing that throughout the game. Another person is going to be trying to come and grab your DMR probably, and then another person's trying to get to your fuel push up. There's multiple ways to do that. There's no technical right or wrong way, but that's a really good break off. Try to push like 2 people towards fuel and 2 people towards overshield, maybe 3 people towards overshield and another person towards fuel, because if you win the overshield, you can push out and go wherever you like after that. But if you want to get a really good route to fuel, which is what I normally do, you can sprint. I actually said what I normally do. I've actually changed it recently. That's not me lying, but okay, so I changed it recently to hitting this jump here. If you do the stabilized jump, you can jump right up here and then push the fuel, and you'll be there before the other person every single time. And if they're pushing up the street, you can challenge them really easy and grab it. Another way you could do it is the other jump that I covered on this regret jumps. I made my regret jumps video a little while ago. If you guys want to check that out, make sure you do, and you can learn. So I did that jump there. That's another way to get up there. So right off the rip, you want to prioritize those 2 things. It's very important. Hopefully, in doing so, you'll get a good slay on the other team, maybe kill 2 or 3 of them. Now, off the rip of this map, you know for sure, if you get the kills, let's say we kill 3 of them, we know they're going to spawn back in their base again. We don't have to worry about them spawning behind us. We know, like, right off the rip, they're probably going to do that, assuming you didn't overextend, assuming you didn't overextend too far to the other side of the base. If you killed 3 and just push right to the other side of the map, then they might spawn behind you. But that's the easy thing to understand about the spawns on this map. It's pretty clear. You should have a pretty good idea where they're going to spawn almost every single time, because the way you want to play this, it's not like the rig where there's a solid setup and that's just where you're going to stand the whole game, try to hold a certain side of the map. It's symmetrical. The map's identical on both sides. So what you want to do is making sure that you are set up but facing the correct way every single time. So basically, if I can make that a little bit simpler, let's say that the important things to control here, having somebody on this top fuel area, we have Dallas here, we want one person at the top leaves, we call it leaves, there's leaves here, I think some people call it carbine, which doesn't make any sense because carbine spawn down there, but we'll ignore that. Top leaves, you want somebody top leaves, you can have one floater, and you want somebody in this top mid area. So basically, if they were going to spawn blue here, now we have Dallas laying in shots to their blue street / DMR area, that's the DMR there, that little platform. I can stare into top, which is a pretty frequent spawn they get, is the top spot, or the bottom, which is even better if they can spawn on bottom, because then they're really stuck. Justin playing aggressive on the leaves, and as you see, they're covered and stuck inside their base. Now Seth would be the floater in this instance, and basically the floater's job, if we could kill 3 of them and we made another one shot, the floater's just going to run in and try to kill them real quick, because what's going to happen now if we slay them all properly, since we're all staring at blue base, they're going to spawn red. And the reason for that is something called spawn influence. There's like things called positive and negative spawn influence. A negative spawn influence is if we're all staring at something. If we're all staring intensely, like there's 8-second spawns, right? So you can time it. You can time it pretty easily. You have 8 seconds to set up for the other side. But if we slay them, let's say we killed all 4 at the exact same time, which never happens. But let's say we killed all 4, they all show up in the kill feed, 4 dead. Now, we know there's exactly 8 seconds before they spawn. So if we all intensely just went from, let's say we killed them all bottom mid. They just killed them all bottom mid at the same time. If we all jump and intensely stare at blue, and we stand here for 4 seconds looking at blue, they're not going to spawn blue. They're going to spawn red, 100%. But if we just slayed them out of red, and it wasn't a perfect 8 seconds like you can assume it won't be, let's say it takes 6 seconds out of that, like, alright, we killed the first guy, he's going to spawn in 8 seconds, and it takes 6 seconds to kill the rest of them. That first guy is going to spawn blue. So if we all killed him red, we just killed them all. The floater just got the last guy. Also, yeah, that's another thing. If the floater pushed into the base and kills the last guy, now he's in red. They're not going to spawn here. If we have a floater in here, they're going to spawn blue. So now the 3 people that are up top, like the person top mid, the person top fuel, and the person top leaves, are going to run to the other side because they're going to be spawning the other side. So this map constantly plays as, alright, so let's say we slate them all blue. So he sets the floater, he runs in, he kills them. Alright, now look where all of us go. Now we're all switching sides. All of us just switch to the other side, now they're going to spawn red. And we're just going to rinse, repeat. You're just going to try to slay them out, don't let them push out of their spawn, constantly be putting in pressure, constantly slaying them, and then move them to the other side. Now, this is really easily said as constantly running it with no enemies, and of course, none of us are dying here because there's no enemies. But oftentimes in game, you know, you might lose a player, and there's a little bit more to it than just staying in a perfect setup and constantly running the back and forth. So, if that happens, let's say Dallas dies, now I have to standing top here. I need to make sure I'm stopping him here, but I need to also watch street and make sure they're not just pushing straight up and getting that fuel area, because then we have to worry about that. So, you know, there's a lot of variables in that sense, and that's kind of like what the good thing about having somebody top here is, you know, they can help for either side, kind of push to either side and make sure you're helping somebody out, and you know, everybody can have each other's back. But now I'm going to explain how to properly break it, because if you're the team getting destroyed and you're not spawning top, it's not easy to get out of. Now, that's an important part of understanding how to play Slayer as well. Don't, you know, it's easy to know how to hold a setup. You also need to know how to break a setup, because if you don't, then it's no good. Because if you don't get the setup right off the rip, then you're absolutely screwed. So, if we all got killed and we spawned, and let's say we spawned top red, I didn't mean to drop bottom. Let's say we all spawn top red, which is a pretty frequent spawn point. If we're smart and we understand how the other team's gonna run the setup, like I just explained, you can assume there's gonna be a guy right up there at top mid, jumping over on that little lip, trying to shoot at us, just right there. He's gonna be up here peeking us. So we know there's going to be a guy top fuel, and that guy's only going to be able to put shots on us if we peek. And we know there's going to be one leaves. I would always recommend trying to break the setup going leaves. And the reason, or at least sending more leaves than the other. You can send probably one towards the DMR area. He can jump here or hit the jump here. This is really good because he can grab it and have a little bit more range and probably an upper hand on the fuel rod guy. But the other 3 need to prioritize going over to this leaves area. And the reason for that is because fighting somebody here on flat ground and shooting top mid is a much, much more realistic challenge than trying to fight somebody who is up here. You know, like, if I'm trying to fight this guy up here, Dallas, can you go up there real fast? If you go up to top fuel, like, look at this challenge here. Look how much at a disadvantage I'm in. First of all, he has high ground. He's got 1,000 head glitches. If I get him weak, he's got so much cover, and he can jump up and peek like that. I mean, here I'm out in the open. This guy, top mid, can easily shoot at me from there, or he can drop down and go here. I mean, I'm just absolutely exposed. So, like, if you run 3 people trying to go here, plus you're susceptible to nades, I mean, look at this. It's not a good idea to try to stack up fuel and try to break fuel side. So you want to make sure that you try to break by going, at least sending, you know, more than the others. You can send 2 fuel and 2 leaves if that's what you want to try to mix it up a little bit. But you want to, no matter what, you want to make sure that these people go first, because these people are going to cause a distraction. These people are going to get the attention of top mid, and then this fuel guy would be by himself. So if you wanted to send 2 that way, you could outnumber the fuel guy as long as you have the attention of these 2 people and the floater. So you got to hope you can win your gunfights. It's not easy breaking a setup. I'm not saying there's a foolproof way to do it. It's going to be difficult. You're probably going to get beat a few times before you can successfully pull it off, but you really want to try to make sure that you're breaking it and pushing the right way to do so. We find most success going this way. That's not to say it's the best way technically, but this is a very easy challenge to lose when you have low, like the low ground or whatever you want to call it. So another thing to note, if you're playing the top mid area and you know, like let's say you spawn here. You know, if I move here, let's say I got last kill playing top mid. All right, I just got last kill. Spawners are coming. They're gonna spawn top. They're gonna spawn top of this base right here. They're gonna be here every time, pretty much. And I see them sprinting towards leaves. I now know they're going leaves. Okay, because that's another thing. You can communicate all this, and they can pre-nade and all that, Justin. But I'm gonna help Justin here. This is a super good way to do it. I'm gonna run right up this little thing. Now I have the easiest angle in the world. High ground, all this nonsense. This is a super good way to put in extra shots, because if you know that they're gonna probably do what I just said and try to break your setup by going leaves, you can push this way and to put easy shots on them. And then likewise, I can turn around and help Dallas if I need to. But he's probably only gonna have a one-on-one, and they're normally always gonna go DMR, which makes it really easy to just pop a nade in there. You know, like I said, if you have the setup, you're obviously at a huge advantage. It's not easy breaking the setup. You're going to be at a disadvantage doing so, but that's how you're going to have to do it. So that's kind of how you want to run it on both ends. Try to, split and make sure that you can split when you're trying to break, and collapsing on people when you're killing them. It's important you try to slay out all 4 of them, because if you leave one alive, you can get split spawns, and that's when they won't spawn all in the same time or in the same area. Try to keep the kills tight. Try to kill all of them at once. If you kill 3 and there's one person left and he's hiding in a corner, like, make sure your floater collapses in there and kills him. Because if he stays alive, that's going to cause problems by making split spawns. It means some of them will spawn red and some will spawn blue, which is very possible on a map like this. If we're all perfectly dead in the center, if we were all in a perfect line right here in the middle of the map like Seth and I are, if all 4 of us were like that, it's like, okay, how do I know which side they're going to spawn? Because it could go either way because it's a symmetrical map. So split spawns could happen in this scenario. If they're 2 dead, they might not spawn on their teammates. They might spawn on the other side. Now we're in a pinch, so you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure you keep them all in front of you. You want to keep them all on one side of the map. That's a really good way to do it, is by constantly making sure you keep all dead. Try to keep them all dead, in a tight group. Try not to let them live for too long. But that doesn't mean you play stupid and chase. That just means playing aggressive and playing with a purpose. If you get them weak, try to keep them weak. Don't let them back off and get their shields back if you can help it. Don't run in stupid. If you made 2 people one-shot, or if you made 2 people weak from leaves and they back in, and Dallas makes a guy weak from DMR, I'm not going to run in here like this, because that means there's 3 of them in here. Regardless if they're weak, I'm going to die. So, just got to make sure you're playing smart. Try not to do anything like that. Another thing, obviously, make sure you're maintaining the fuel rod cannon. It's extremely effective. It's kind of like a rocket launcher. It's a little bit harder to use. I don't really need to explain how to use that. It's like a rocket launcher, like I just said. Keep that in your hands. Don't let the other team get it. And make sure you're timing overshield. In order to properly challenge overshield, you can assume the other team's going to be timing it as well. Just make sure you drop. The best thing I can say about dropping for overshield, don't drop too early, because the longer you stay down there waiting for it, like, I have it on an hour of game time right now, but if it was 48 minutes, let's say it's going to spawn at 47:55, alright, and I'm down here right now, like, Seth, this is a common thing, like, what Seth and I are doing, like, people crouch down here, but, like, if they drop down here and down here, like, we're out in the open, and we're going to lose this. The best thing I can tell you is to drop right about, 2 or 3 seconds beforehand, because, you don't need to be down here 15 seconds before it drops. If you want to send one person down here who's sneaking, let's just say he's already down here and he's not been noticed, that's fine. But don't drop 4 people and just be, like, crouching, it's worth giving up a little bit of your setup to just drop 2 people at 3 or 4 seconds before it drops, grabbing it, because now if you have the overshield, you can get aggressive. And whoever has the overshield should 100% play the floater position, because they can run in, they can challenge, and they should be able to challenge pretty confidently because they don't have to worry about getting killed. And knowing that, they have the overshield, they have an upper hand on winning some challenges. So if they need to run in and clean up a few kills to make sure they spawn across map, that's how you're going to do it. So to conclude one more time, make sure that you're trying to slay all of them. If your runner or your floater pushes in properly and slays out the last guy, he should put that negative spawn influence by standing on the blue side, and they should spawn red. Vice versa, it's all the same. Try to cast a negative influence on one side, even if it's just like, if you're all looking in one direction, that's another thing to note. Let's just say everybody dropped for overshield, you killed 4. You killed 4 dead, and you all went and looked blue. They're gonna spawn red. Like, it's pretty simple. Sight lines affect spawns. Staring at, like, red here, especially if you're shooting. If you're staring here, that's gonna happen. And another thing to note, if you want to control the spawns, it's a really super easy way to do it. Let's say that did happen. Let's say we killed them, if everybody's in a perfect line once again, and the spawns are 50-50. Let's say we slayed them in a perfect line too, so there's completely neutral influence. But we have 8 seconds. If everybody waits and then cast a nade at one side, like if I throw a nade at blue, that's like all the negative influence we're going to need there. But if everybody does it, especially, if we all throw a nade or we all start shooting in that direction, they're going to spawn red. Negative influence comes from bullets, sight lines, and nades. Positioning helps for sure. That's why it's important to have somebody standing in top blue if you can do it. But if you can't, for whatever reason, if everybody's top mid, just go ahead and throw, pop a nade, okay, let me just chunk a nade in there. All right, they're not going to spawn red, they're going to spawn blue. It's that easy. This seems like it might be a lot to think about, making sure you're, dirtying spawns, but it really isn't. Like I said, sightlines will do it. So if you're all intensely looking before they spawn, it's not going to happen. So make sure you're watching that. I do have a gameplay example I'm going to put for you guys right here. I'm going to play a few minutes of it, kind of watching us just run the map. You'll see some of us dying because it's not as easy as I'm saying. This makes it seem like it's plain as day, oh, we're all just going to slam, then we're going to turn around and slam. It's not that easy, but you guys can kind of see it in action, kind of watching us just being aware of the spawns, controlling and pushing one side of the map at a time, and then flipping it around and doing the same thing. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. I hope you guys can get better at playing Regret Slayer, and I hope this helps you guys out a lot. Yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see next map and game type. Give me some recommendations. This one was a really popular recommendation, so I decided to do this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your recommendations down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I don't fuck up my jump here. Alright, I'm gonna get fuel.
I couldn't dive OS. Nice, Justin.
Oh, that's at 50.
Two going fuel.
I'm getting shot in the back. I'm getting shot.
Got one. They're street. Got him.
Justin, one head towards our middle.
I got fuel. I don't know where they're gonna spawn.
Watch blue spawn.
Red spawn.
They should spawn red.
Red.
Another one here on me.
Red DMR, one shot.
Red 2. Going red leaves.
Bottom red. I'm one shot. You gotta push my street.
Red leaves right now.
Top red leaves.
Another.
Top red. They're going red leaves again. Two, top red.
Don't push
That kid's lagging. Dude, what the fuck am I getting stuck on?
Inside red base.
Red DMR. On me.
I
Got him.
traded blue.
Watch blue spawn.
I'm gonna push blue leaves, Justin. Just turn around.
There's one behind us.
I don't see it.
I'm watching blue street.
Top blue.
On.
On top blue.
Seth, I'm turning around now. I had to. Put a gunfight.
Yeah, one's going blue leaves, Seth.
I get to Seth.
Blue leaves, one shot.
I'm here to help you. Naded it. He's one shot. I didn't trade? Wow.
One shot bottom. They're bottom mid. They're bottom mid. Get top control.
Guys, we blew our freaking huge lead. Let's get control.
I'm getting shot in the back.
Behind you, Justin. I got shots on him. Nice. Stay alive.
Another one behind me.
I'm with you.
Below us.
Fuel's dead. I killed
No, you're good. Top mid, really weak.
I got top mid too.
I got two top mid, too.
Should be.
Spawning blue.
Fuel's down the road. I got it.
Try to get fuel. Fuel's down the road. I got it.
Top blue. One shot, top blue. Watch Dallas, watch your blue street.
I got one. Another one top fuel. Top blue
Top
deep
fuel.
mark.
Pushing out, bottom, Dallas, on you.
Good help. Bottom. Gosh darn, he's behind me. Chase me.
Bottom, gosh darn, he's behind me. Chase me. Bottom fucking ready mark.
I got him. He's absolute red street. Another one coming out of red. Another coming out of red.
I'm gonna pinch.
Red street.
Red bridge, got him.
Bottom mid.
Bottom blue, bottom mid.
One shot red street.
Sorry.
Hiding behind red. Top blue. I'm crouching. Bottom blue.
Top blue, I'm crouching. Bottom blue.
Bottom red.
Nice, Justin.
Bottom red.
No, he went top red.
I'm with you, Justin. I'm with you. We need to turn around. Nice. All right, good. 3 dead.
Red blue, I'm at top blue, guys. Look red.
Got someone go through leaves.
I'm with you, Justin.
Blue street, going to blue DMR. Bottom blue DMR. Hit him with an 80. He's absolute. Don't worry about him. Just leave him alone. I'm trying to cut off leaves.
What's top? Bottom blue.
Top red spawn.
One's top, bottom blue, one's bottom
Nice.
blue.
Bottom blue.
Absolute. One's going red street. Dallas. Look at it. Red
DMR.
DMR. Red DMR, really weak.
Going through leaves.
Blue
How many shots from blue DMR? Blue DMR.
Blue DMR dead.
Fuel 20.
I'm gonna get it, Dallas. I'm gonna get it when I get my shields back.
Below me. Red one. Oh, it's up in like 20.
Oh, we were both in the same spot. We need to spread.
Going red bridge.
They're going leaves.
Red DMR and red leaves. Jump from someone.
Red leaves. One shot.
Guys.
Dude, that head glitch is fucking me. No, he's lagging. Okay.
I got him. I traded.
Oh shit. Oh, you fucked up. All right, we're good. Whoa! Yo, that was nice. Oh shit.